10 ancient mysteries researchers still can't explain. From the first computer to ancient manuscripts, fields of jazz, and centuries-old landscape carvings, these are the real-world mysteries the experts are still scratching their heads over. One, Antikythera mechanism. The 2,000-year-old Antikythera mechanism, found in an ancient Greek shipwreck, has been dubbed the first computer, using a wind-up dial system to track celestial time of the Sun, Moon, and 5 planets, along with a calendar, a phase of the Moon, and the timing of eclipses. It was more sophisticated than any other tool that would be invented for the next 1,000 years, which sparked theories that it must have come from aliens. While most researchers don't stand behind their theory, they're still unsure how the Greeks managed to create a tool so much more advanced than anything we've seen of that era. Two, Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript was written in Central Europe 600 years ago, but scholars still have no idea what the pages say or even what language it is, as it's the only known example containing its loop alphabet. Researchers put forward new translations every year, but none have stuck so far. Recently, artificial intelligence suggested the words are Hebrew written in code, but that study was only able to match 80% of the words to Hebrew, and even then produced incoherent sentences. The Voynich manuscript has been carbon dated back to the 1400s and includes illustrations of plants that don't resemble any known species. 3. Plain of Jars. Amid mountains in Laos, a field is home to the Plain of Jars. The massive stone jars, some are almost 10 feet tall, are from 2,500 years ago, and no one knows why they are there. Nearby human bones suggest the jars might have been used for burial or to house decomposing bodies before being cremated or going to another part of the funeral process. Meanwhile, locals say the vessels held whiskey for a mystical giant, or rice wine to celebrate giants, helping them defeat enemies. Undetonated US bombs from the Vietnam War are still scattered in the area, so only 7 of the 60 Plain of Jars sites are open to public. Roman dodecahedrons. These mysterious objects got their name from their 12 sides, but the shape is about all the experts can agree on. Made between 100 and 300 AD of bronze or stone with a hollow center, the Roman dodecahedrons used is hotly debated. Some believe the 12 signs had to do with zodiac signs, while the other theories suggest the objects were weapons, toys, or religious symbols. 5. Nazca lines. Between 1 and 700 AD, the Nazca people of Peru cut 12 to 15 inches out of rose-colored rock, revealing the lighter colored stone in deeper layers. The result was massive pictures in the ground of animals, plants, humans, and geometric shapes that are best seen from the airplane. Some outlandish theories suggest the carvings point to aliens or ancient astronauts, but researchers can't agree on some of the more realistic theories either. Initial scholars suggested the Nazca lines were connected to astronomy, while recent theories argue they were used for begging rain from the gods. 6. Paracas candelabra. The candelabra of the Andes, carved into a Peruvian hill of petrified sand, is similar to the Nazca lines, but presents its own mysteries. The 600-foot-long artifact was created around 200 BC, but no one is sure what it represents. Though it isn't a candelabra as its name would suggest. Some say it was created as a tribute to the Viracocha, the Inca god of creation, while others believe it represented the hallucinogenic Jimson weed and would draw in those who were taking it. Seven, Thonis Heraclean. About 2,700 years ago, the Egyptian port city Thonis Heraclean served as the gateway to Mediterranean, but the urban city was lost in time for thousands of years. It wasn't until the early 2000s that a group of divers stumbled upon some ancient artifacts. Eventually, they found out an entire city was buried underwater by the Egyptian coast, complete with bridges, 16-foot statues, animal sarcophagi, and other ancient marvels. Archaeologists can't be sure how an entire city ended up in the Mediterranean Sea, but they believe that toward the end of the 1st century BC, a combination of tsunami, earthquake, and rising sea levels caused the soil to liquefy enough to sink fully before 800 AD. Lineae. Two distinct but similar writing styles, Lineae and B, have been found on ancient Minoan relics, but researchers are still scratching their heads over the former. Greek-based Lineae B was cracked in 1952 and represents symbols rather than letters. Still, that knowledge hasn't opened the door to deciphering Lineae, which was used between 1800 and 1450 BC. Doku. Created during Japan's Neolithic Jomon period, the doku are clay figures, a cross between human and animal. Archaeologists have uncovered about 18,000 of them, ranging from 2,300 to 10,000 years old, but is still unsure what they were used for. Some theorize the everyday objects were used as toys, while others think they may have been fertility symbols. 10. Sacsayhuaman. Many questions around the Incan stone structure in Cusco, Peru. It was initially thought to be a fortress, but later evidence suggested it was used for ceremonies. No matter what its use, architecture of Sacsayhuaman is astounding. Its stones fit together so perfectly that it remains sturdy without mortar holding them in place. Although they fit together snugly, they aren't all the same shape, which suggests workers might have created the design as they built it. Add the fact that moving the stones, which could weigh more than 100 tons, was a feat in itself, and Sacsayhuaman is an ancient mystery. Thanks, and please subscribe for more videos.